So greetings and aloha, what's going on? It's Mike from livemyassoff.com, and I've come back to one of my favorite beaches to date. This is just north of Ao Nang Beach, and I will find a, or generate a Google map link so you can check out where I am. And I'm heading back to a beach that I was at a couple of days ago that just really helped me sort of get centered, maybe. I'm not quite sure if that's the right terminology, but anyway, it made me feel better after I left. And I had a ton of enjoyment while I was there. I don't know if this is like clear my mind, like I'm clearing my mind, or whether there's been a couple of terms that have been going through my head. I've used them on some videos: reevaluate, prioritize, distraction versus additive value, enjoyment, happiness. A lot of those have been swirling around up here in this supercomputer. If you are me, and you roll around with this thing on top of your shoulders, oftentimes it's not the best place to go unescorted. So gratefully I have, for the most part, men in my life that are their acquaintances, their friends, their mentors, their coaches, their brothers. And I'll tell you, one of the coolest things about relationships like that is usually if it's me and another one of those guys hanging out. Sawadee Kap. We're rarely crazy at the same time. So anyway, so here's where I am. Noppharat Thara-mu in the Kopipi National Park. Noppharat Thara-mu. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. What's interesting about this is a Thai sign, right? And so there's two P's there, and there's hot, H-A-T. And as I'm driving up here, there's also a very Thai sort of marble. That's interesting. I've never seen this. I wondered what this is. Oh, interesting. I did not know that that's something that you should use. First aid vinegar. To use on marine stings, pour on, do not rub, seek medical attention. I had absolutely no idea that you could use vinegar for that. That's really cool. And what's interesting, there's another one over there. There's this one. There was another one further down there. And so I would walk around and I saw basically what I thought were water bottles inside. And I said, okay, well, I guess maybe it gets so incredibly hot and people don't bring water to there's 7-Elevens everywhere. So that's really cool. I had no idea. I don't know if you guys ever knew that. There's vinegar in there. If you get stung by, there's also signs that say watch out for the jellyfish. So I assume if you get stung by a jellyfish, pour vinegar on it. Do not rub it on. That's another important safety tip that I was unaware of. That sign over there, oh yeah, it says beware of jellyfish. There's kids over there, so I'm not going to video them, but yeah, it's a warning sign, beware of jellyfish. So beware of jellyfish. However, if you do get stung by one, in Buddha's little version of paradise over here, get yourself some vinegar. So, do you see it's stocked with lifeguards, which is awesome. Hello, Kap. And that's really cool. In fact, it was interesting when I was over there the other day. Maybe not necessarily him, but a lifeguard came cruising over on the beach on his motorbike, and he said something to that to a guy that was kayaking over there. Tony Cobb. And he didn't sort of indicate, or based on the guy's behavior in the kayak, it wasn't like, hey, don't go here, because he didn't really sort of leave right away. He just sort of remained stationary, like over there. But anyway, if you don't know, that's a pretty far distance away from that lifeguard tower right there. It's a pretty far distance away from that beach over there. So yeah, so they have got quite an area of patrol. Oh, here's one of the signs, and there's not little kids hanging out. There's also an ambulance over there. See that? Very cool. It's good. I point this stuff out to you to let you know that if you do come here and you have certain concerns about your safety, I would submit that there's a lot of good solution for that. And there's your vinegar. Because of beware of jellyfish. So in the thinking I've been doing, the other thing that, anyway, so when I have, for me, when I have a friend or a mentor or a confidant or a brother or something like that, again, one of the cool things is that both of us aren't crazy at the same time. So, and that's been happening lately, because I don't know if I'm crazy, but I'm certainly, I'm taking stock of what's going on in my life. I definitely am not having a midlife crisis. If anything, I'm having repetitive gratitude attacks for all that I have in my life, for all of the people that I have in my life, and for all the opportunity that I have in my life. And trust me, there's imperfection. But I can handle all of it. I don't get emotionally distraught over, scenarios that enter my life that I'm basically powerless over, right? I mean, if there's a government agency that wants me to do a certain thing, then I need to do that thing. And I'm not talking about in Thailand. I'm talking about in the United States. Responsibilities that I have, even living all the way across the international date line. Whether I think it's fair or not, I have to comply. Because I've signed up to be several things, not the least of which is an American citizen. So, anyway, gratitude for so much that's around me. Now, I see people kind of like standing over in what I refer to colloquially as my area over there. But I'm hoping that by the time I get over there, they won't be there. And if they are, all that does is provide me with an opportunity just to explore elsewhere where they're not. How's that for you? Boy, this has been a really, really great vacation. And I think that that's actually a really, really appropriate term for what I've been doing down here, being on vacation. Because, first of all, I love Bangkok. I love Bangkok for what it provides. And I've always said it's got a ton to provide, but it also provides the ability for me to quite easily get out of Bangkok. I can take a bus for basically free, for no money, for 3, 4, 5 hours and come to a beach that's quite similar to this one, really. Be it on sort of the east side or the west side, but south of Bangkok. I can take a train, and I think the longest single stint that I've taken in the past was about 7 hours. Bangkok down to Prachuap Khiri Khan, and I know it wasn't 100 baht. I think it was like 86 or 68 or something. Irrelevant, really. And I had a great time. And as I've come here, I can get on a plane in either Suvarnabhumi or Don Mueang and head to many many other parts of Thailand. And when I do that, I didn't really sort of talk about it very much. The last time I sort of went on vacation, I was down in Suratani. But I slow down when I'm here. And again, you know, without contrast, in other words, you know, one could argue that like without bad things in your life, sometimes you won't appreciate the good things. I don't know about that. I definitely like when things go my way. I'm not quite sure if I like when things go my way simply because I've had scenarios burned into my brain of when things didn't go my way, and I like how I feel this way. I don't know, but regardless, I leave Bangkok, and my contrast is this, right? Like that's the loudest thing I got going on in my life right now. And he just stopped making noise. And on this camera, actually, maybe the loudest thing is the wind blowing past it. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go in this way this time. Walked all the way around and came out over there last time. I've been through here and I've been on the other side of there, and there's a rope swing that I see nobody is on, and I think we're going to hang out there. But down at the end there, where I guess they're pine trees, where these pine trees basically end, that is my spot. So I come here and I don't know if I detox, but there's definitely there's a level of energy that exists, and I'll just speak for Bangkok right now, but you know, there are big cities in the US where the same thing happens. Big cities that I've been to in other countries where there's just an energy, and everyone is just sort of moving at a faster speed in these cities than they are down here at Noppharat Thara Beach or something that I sadly have forgotten the spelling as well as the pronunciation, but this beach, for some reason, I don't know if I don't think it's a scientific one, maybe it is. But this beach and many others for me, I slow down. And what I've really noticed on this trip is that I slow down and I'm like, okay, what's going on in my life right now? Because usually that, unintentionally, usually that leads to a gratitude attack, and I like those. But the point is that, hey puppy, you got a little bit of a limp, huh? What's going on with you? Let me see what my new friend is up to here. Hey, what's up, man? What you doing? You know what's funny is like when dogs seem to come up to me lately, I get mosquito bites on my legs, and for some reason they come up and they go right for the mosquito bite. So, anyway. Now she, I believe, is chewing grass. I can't remember exactly why dogs do that. I don't believe it's out of hunger pains. I believe it's out of some degree of digestion that they're trying to make better, but I'm not sure. Oh, and then there's another one of her buddies or something like that, and they've sort of burrowed themselves in the sand about 6 inches down, which I see dogs everywhere doing, really. And they do that, and then they are cooler. So those folks are over there, and they're swinging, and I can barely hear them, but I'm quite certain they can probably hear me. So I'm going to go over to this swing, this rope swing, and hang out. Now this vinegar dispenser is empty, and one could argue that this is where you really want it because it's even further away.